So I've been sharing tips on what to do for self-care, and we've talked about why self-care is important, but today I want to talk about how to prioritize self-care. Because if you're like me, you ain't got a lot of time. So we got to figure out how to put us on our to-do list. Today we're going to talk about that. Let's go. Hi, I'm Cherith Fluker. Welcome back to the channel. Around here, I love helping busy women be unapologetic about putting themselves first. And today I am going to tell you how to prioritize self-care. The first thing that I want to talk about is scheduling time. I know it sounds crazy because why do we need to schedule time for ourselves? But if you think about it, when we want to make sure that we do something that's really, really important, what do? We pull out that calendar, we pull out that phone, and we make a spot for it. You need to learn to make a spot for you on your schedule. Anything, or mostly anything, that we put on a schedule actually gets done. And that's a way to make sure that you are taking time for yourself every single day. So my first tip for prioritizing self-care is to schedule time for you. My next tip is to have a conversation with your family and friends. Not only are you letting them know how important it is for you to prioritize yourself and to take time for that self-care, you're having them now to help hold you accountable. Your friends are going to say things like, did you do your self-care today? Your kids are going to learn this is mom's protected time. Y'all, I know that it may not be a long time, but any little bit of time that you can get to focus on you is going to help. So go ahead and have those conversations with your friends and family and let them know how important it is for you to have your self-care daily. The next thing that I want you to do is take it personal. I want you to take it personal. Your self-care is about you, and you need to be very defensive when it comes to your self-care time. You need to make sure that it's protected, and you need to make it really important to do this or do something every day. If you start creating these rituals and habits, it's really going to help you to make it a priority and to do it regularly because you feel like you have to do it. So I want you to make your self-care personal and do everything that you can to protect that time. Speaking of time, you're probably thinking, what time? Because again, we're busy women. I know it. What we need to talk about is being intentional about that time. It is so important that you make every effort to find any little time in your schedule that you can use for yourself. It may be sneaking up a few minutes earlier than you normally do before everyone else gets up, or staying up a few minutes after everyone has gone to sleep. You can use your lunch hour. I don't know about you, but it doesn't take me an entire hour to eat. So you can use some of that time for self-care, to take a quick walk or to pamper yourself or whatever it is that you can get done in that amount of time. So think about ways that you can sneak that time in your day, because we all get the same 24 hours. You really have to be intentional about how you spend it. So just be really mindful of how you're spending your day. Maybe take a look at your schedule over the next few days and see where you can shave off some time on one or two of the activities or tasks that you have doing so that you can make a little time for more self-care. Next, be flexible and have a backup plan. So let's say that you plan to have self-care time at a particular time, but your babysitter cancels or something comes up and you're not able to do it. Don't fret. Be flexible and think of other ways that you can include self-care in your day. For example, something comes up and your child has to stay at a school event for a little extra time. Maybe you can bring your shoes along and take a walk while you're waiting for your child to be finished with their activity. Or, maybe you can write quickly in your gratitude journal before heading off to bed or something. Just be intentional about being flexible and having a backup plan so that you don't panic when something happens to your protected self-care time, because we know life happens. The bottom line is this: self-care doesn't have to be and doesn't need to be complicated. You can make a few adjustments in your schedule to make time for that daily self-care. Make sure that you are choosing things that are going to refresh you, give you some energy, give you a moment to relax and get on about the tasks that we have to do, because we know that we all have a lot to do, and most of the things that we have on our to-do list, we can't shave them off. So we need to figure out how to exist in the best way possible, and you can do that with a little self-care. I hope you found this video helpful. Once you get the hang of prioritizing your self-care, go ahead and click on this video right here so that you can get some activities to do during your self-care time. I'll see you over there.